Hi guys, welcome back. Scatlink here, and we're off for more of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last episode, we went to the Temple of Time, picked up the Master Sword, transported 7 years in the future, and gained the Light Medallion, being told that we're the hero of time and we gotta save the world. Well, that was kind of obvious anyway, but now we know what our title is. And we're gonna go all the way to the Forest Temple, but beforehand we were told to come to Kakariko Village. We got some hints telling us that we needed to go to the graveyard, and find the dead corpse of Dampé. Yes, this is just getting more and more gruesome and dark. But anyway, let's see if we can gain any information from his diary here. The gravekeeper's diary is here. Do you want to read it? Of course I do. Whoever reads this, please enter my grave. I'll let you have my stretching, shrinking keepsake. I'm waiting for you. Keep it in the bedroom. But regardless on how creepy that sounded, as well as very pedophilia, you still want to go on to, you want to still go in, and notice that there's a new gravestone here that is marked. That's the grave you want to go into, but before I get hit by this pole, I also noticed that all the magic beans that we planted have now grown over the years. If we step on them, they act as lifts. They take you around the area. But there's only one use for this one, and it's to roll into this crate that gives you a piece of heart. The first piece of heart that we got as an adult. And we've already got, well, we need 2 more pieces for another heart container, so that's kind of good. And from this angle, even though you could have seen it earlier on, we can see that there is a cave up there, but we can't reach it by any possible means. Even if we use this lift, you'll see that it only takes you up a bit, so you can get onto this ledge. Other than that, it does nothing else. So it's kind of a pointless one. But before we get hit by that ghost over there, we want to go into this. Actually, no. Screw that, because during the Master Side quest, I wanted to go into this gravestone, but I couldn't because the bloody kid was here. Who knows what happened to that kid, because you never actually see him again. But you want to just drop into this hole, because if you remember when we got the Hylian shield here, we didn't have bombs, but now we do. And if you haven't got the Hylian shield yet, or you've somehow lost it, and you need a new one because now you're an adult, it's got to be your main shield, you want to come back here and grab it if you haven't already grabbed it. Once you blow open this wall, all there is behind here is just a fairy fountain for you to restock on hearts when you're in the area. Other than that, it's relatively pointless. I never come back here anyway, so I just thought I'll blow that wall up quickly. Now we will go into Dampé's grave. God damn it. Before that thing punches me in the face with his lantern. Pull it. And go down the hole. Oh wow, he was right next to me. Get down the hole! He go down the hole. And question mark. Whatever area gave us a question mark. Well, I don't think we actually went in there, so never mind. Hey, young man, are you fast on your feet? I can't remember what voice I gave him. May not look it, but I am confident in my speed. Let's have a race. Follow me if you dare. Do you dare defy me? You won't know where I get that from until I get to Skyward Sword if I ever do it, but Scatlink is doing that, and she's been kind of lazy on uploading recently, but she has a lot of technical issues, and I can understand why. In fact, I think she's got technical issues on editing it this time, so whatever. So basically, you just want to follow the dude and avoid his flames, and when possible, try to roll for an extra boost of speed. That did not work out well. Obviously, if you do get hit by the flames, you want to roll to put out the flames, because, you know, that works. Don't go the ways of the rupees, because that pretty much means dead end. You just want to follow him as much as possible. And there is actually a prize if you finish this race with less than a minute on the clock, because it's counting upwards if you realise, but yeah. There's a little shortcut if you just walk straight past the here, so that's a thing. And I believe there is no faster way on climbing up this ledge, and that fire was in my blind spot. I couldn't react quick enough. And oh my god, you're kidding me. I mean, in my previous playthrough of this game, I was actually able to get up this part and still have a minute on the clock, but apparently this is not the time for that. Because what you're supposed to do is come back later with a better item and hit these things, which I'll tell you about in a second, because we're actually going to get an item that I'm talking about. But it's not the item. The time of this race was 1:06. Young man, you were very quick to be able to keep up with me. As a reward, I'm going to give you my treasure. It's called the Hookshot. My favourite item in the game, pretty much. Its spring-loaded chain will pull you to any spot where it hook sticks. Doesn't that sound cool? I'm sure it will help you. I live here now, so come back again sometime. I like how he says, I live here now when he's dead. It's pretty hilarious. I'll give you something cool. One more thing, be careful on your way back. And a chest spawns. The Hookshot is an awesome item, and it's pretty much your version of the boomerang for adult Link. So we just want to open this chest and pick it up, of course. I mean, you do require it, because now you can enter the forest temple with it as well. You found the Hookshot. It's a spring-loaded chain that you can cast out to hook things. You can use it to drag distant items towards you. Only gold Skulltilla tokens, though. Or you can use it to pull yourself towards something like chests, wooden roofs, or fences and stuff, crates. That also works as well. Loads of stuff. Hookshot targets, of course. And while holding C, you can aim with the control stick, shoot by releasing C, and you also get like a little laser pointer when you have it on. So let me go equip it quickly. And even, do I say it, torches! Basically, you're supposed to get to the bottom of that slope before, when you have like less than a minute, and then when you hook, and then you're supposed to hookshot the torches, and that will get you up here in less than a minute if you're fast enough. And I really hate those doors, because if you don't go through them quick enough, you can actually get squished by them. And we've bumped into these blocks again. Hey, isn't that the same design that's on the Door of Time? Door of Time, eh? Well, what did we use to open the Door of Time in the last episode? The Song of Time. So if we play the Song of Time in front of these, or when Navi goes over a pit and just hovering there glowing green, you want to play the Song of Time, because it will move these blocks. Like so. But because we have the Hookshot from the trick I was telling you about beating the race in less than a minute to get another prize, you can't do it with the Hookshot. You have to get an upgrade of the Hookshot, funnily enough. But there is a way on getting it before getting the Hookshot. Well, getting the upgrade of the Hookshot. And basically you just got to be really good at rolling. And side jumping. But before we even jump down here, as you notice that the grave takes us all the way to the windmill, you want to jump onto this platform on the windmill, ride it over, and then you want to jump over this, don't fall, and you can grab this. And fun fact, if you are a kid and use the boomerang, you can potentially get this piece of heart early by chucking your boomerang in it. And that goes for any other pieces of heart that are just lying around in the stages, like the 2 pieces of heart in Zora's River, so that's a thing. And before I leave, I want to set up the next, like a dungeon well later on in the game. But this will allow us to get some more bonuses later on anyway. Grrr! I'll never forget what happened on that day 7 years ago, grrr! It's all that Ocarina kid's fault. Next time he comes around here, I'm gonna mess him up! This is an example of a paradox. He's talking about an Ocarina kid. We're the only ones who travel around with an Ocarina, and, well, before now, we were only a kid, and 7 years ago, we were only a kid. So, this is the example of a paradox of cause that, well, effect precedes cause. We haven't done the effect, but we've got the cause right here. And we haven't even learnt this, and we haven't even done what initiates it in the first place. So if we take our Ocarina in front of him, this is kind of cryptic, by the way, because, you know, Ocarina kid, you got to take out your Ocarina so he knows. What? You got an Ocarina? What the heck? That reminds me of that time 7 years ago. Back then, a mean kid came here and played a strange song. It messed up this windmill. I'll never forget this song. This is a fan favourite, but personally I don't really like it, to be honest. Do. And we've learnt another Grey Note song, funnily enough, and now we've got all the Grey Note songs in the game. You learnt the Song of Storms. And then the windmill starts spinning crazily. And this is how we messed him up 7 years ago, but we haven't done it yet. Oh no, a storm again! You played the Ocarina again, didn't you? Grrr! And when you hop onto it, you're pretty much on a treadmill. I love doing this. Wait a second. If I just get myself lined up and run backwards, You can actually slightly outrun it, but you can't. So yeah. Time you jump to get out of there, and we got to come back here as a kid, but we can't do that right now, like I said in the last episode, because Sheik will be blocking the pedestal at times, so we can't place the Master Sword back. That's how we go back in time, by the way. Now, I don't really feel like going to get that the hard way, so I'm going to come back and do it later. I'm talking about the race. And time hasn't passed so that the egg can hatch, so we're going to deal with that later. We haven't got a long range item, so we can't go in there to get a quiver upgrade, because if you remember as a child, we got a bullet seed upgrade, but now we can use, well, we can't use anything else at the moment, so we can't really get any upgrades. So yeah, a lot of stuff we have to do next time, and bloody dazzle lag again, my image froze. Don't even know if that affected my commentary or not, because sometimes that happens as well. It's like, the dazzle didn't do it, but, you know, the computer just freezes for a second. Sorry about that, but I forgot something. I forgot to go get the final gold skull tiller of this area, but it's kind of awkward on what you gotta do. You gotta hookshot over to this roof of the gold skull tiller house, funnily enough, and then you need to get back up here to where Kakariko dropped you off from the top of Death Mountain Trail as a kid. Now, if I can just, there we go. And if we come to the back here at night time, there is our final gold skull tiller for Kakariko Village. Okay, now I'll meet you back to where we just were in Hyrule Field. Shut up, Navi! But anyway, next thing that I want to do is go to Lon Lon Ranch. Well, actually, no, actually I won't. I'm going to take care of a couple of unnecessary grottos, because I have a feeling that Lon Lon Ranch is going to take me a little bit of a while to get done, so I'm just leave it for a bit. If we go over here, we can find, like, there was a rock here. It's here as a child as well, so that's a thing. You want to blow it up with a bomb, because it hides a grotto that we can get into. And as you know, you gotta get all the chests and all the 100%, because I'm pedantic like that. I believe this is only rupees, but I could be wrong about that. Yeah, only 5 rupees, so it's kind of nothing really, just like the other grotto we were in before. So, it's not really nothing. Let's hop out. And what else can I do? What else could I do? What else could I do? Yeah, I'm gonna go for more groves. So I'll meet you in the next area where there's more grottos. Actually, no. I think it's right around this corner. Yeah, we haven't been down here yet, so I might as well just show this off. The reason I want to clear these out now is just because I don't want to be doing them later when we're doing other stuff, so because that could be annoying. That was weird. All my windows flashed for a second there. But nothing seems to be affected. Bizarre. Why does everything happen when I'm recording? I didn't mean to draw out my sword while I was swimming. Oh, and now that we have the Song of Storms, I forgot to mention this. Now that we have the Song of Storms, every time we play it, obviously a thunderstorm will happen. That's just a fairy famine. And when you feel like a rumble, once you had the Stone of Agony and you feel a rumble, but the bombs won't open up the grotto, the Song of Storms will do just that. And now that we have the Song of Storms, we could go back to Hyrule Castle as a kid, but we can't go back as a kid, so that's kind of counterproductive. Oh, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to go to Lon Lon Ranch now. I'll meet you over there in a second, because you don't want to be seeing me walk all the way up there. Even though I haven't really gone very far, it's just becoming morning, and therefore my egg's going to hatch, so I'm going to keep it in just for that. Come on, egg. Hatch, please. And there's another big Poe right there. You want to remember the locations when they appear. And now we can start the trading side quest if we had a better mode of transportation, which we're going to get in this episode, because I've just decided to do so. I was going to say it for next episode, but this episode was only 10 minutes long, and that just felt a bit meh. So we're in Lon Lon Ranch. Yes, it's morning, but as I've entered at the very pinpoint of morning, the music isn't playing. That kind of annoys me, but yeah. If we're coming here... Oh, Malon's all grown up! Oh, a visitor. I mean, it's been a long time since we've had a visitor here. Where did you come from? Recognise the clothes, no one else wears them. God, is everybody stupid? It's only been 7 years, but I think the clothes would stick out like a sore thumb around here. Since Ganondorf came, people in Castle Town have gone, Places have been ruined and monsters are wandering everywhere. Mr. Ringo is just using the ranch to gain Ganondorf's favour. Everyone seems to be turning evil. But Dad, he was kicked out of the ranch by Mr. Ringo. If I disobey Mr. Ringo, he'll treat the horses so badly. So, there's nothing I can do. Well, ranch girl's in trouble. Mario is missing. Who do we call? Me, of course. Or you, because you're playing the game, of course. Nah. And yeah. Ingo decided to stick his face on everything. But who is Ingo? Because even though we could have seen him as a child, I didn't really go out of my way to look for him. But basically he was the ranch hand, and he wears the same overalls as Luigi, so he is effectively Luigi, but now he's all twisted, he's like Waluigi. There are some people in Kakariko spreading rumours that I cheated Talon out of the ranch, but don't be ridiculous. That guy Talon was a Mario, blah 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 blah. The hard-working Luigi, poured so much energy into this place. I don't want any strangers like you saying anything bad about me. So listen, the great Ganondorf recognized my obvious talents and gave the ranch to me. I will raise a fine horse and win recognition from the great Ganondorf. Say, young man, do you want to ride one of my finer horses? Pay me 10 rupees and you can go ride. I want to ride. Do you want to hear how to ride? No, because I can describe that myself. Thank you very much, here. Sorry if my speech is a little disjointed when it comes to reading text, but it's so bloody slow. Yes, you can ride this horse, but we don't want that horse. We want Epona, goddammit, and it's the brown one. And we want her. But the problem is, she doesn't recognise the Super 7 years. Gee, I wonder why. It's kind of obvious how you can recognise me, but whatever. You want to play Epona's song. And then she will come to us, and we can finally ride her. The controls are A to climb onto the horse, press A at a standstill to get off the horse. When you're moving, you want to press A to accelerate. You get 6 carrots, which is pretty much the acceleration meter. And if they all run out, you got to wait for all of them to reload at once. If you use only one at a time, or a few at a time, you only got to wait a second for one carrot to reload. And depending on how many bars a fence like this has, that means how many carrots you got to use, pretty much. So, for a fence like this one, you've only got to use 1 carrot. And you want to go onto it head on, because otherwise, the horse isn't going to jump. I mean, you don't have to go extremely head on, but if you go at too far of an angle, she will not jump, because things aren't supposed to go at an angle. Now, I know that we've only got about 15 seconds left, but the only way we can get Epona for actual travel around the area, because she's clearly faster than any mode of transportation that we've used so far, including rolling, side jumping, and backwards walking. But we can't exactly use her outside of the field, and I'm surprised that she jumped that, actually. I wasn't going for that, but you know. Hey, time's up, young man. Oh, you only paid 10 rupees. You played around long enough. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist. But we want Epona for normal travel, so you know what? Make sure you have at least 60 rupees, but I would recommend more just in case if you fail, because we're going to do a little bargaining with this dude. We want that horse for ourselves. Do you want to hear how to ride? No, because I just explained it, you moron. So this time, once you've had one go, on your second go, or more, you want to play Epona's song once again, because Epona's just that forgetful at this point. Don't worry, it's not going to be that bad, but every time you want to summon Epona in Hyrule Field, you want to play Epona's song. And with that suave camera angle, that can sometimes mess up your controls during it, you want to climb up on Epona. Thank you. Took a while. This gave me so much trouble as a kid, I have no clue why, but anyway, on horseback, you want to target Ingo, come to a stop and talk to him. You're getting better. How about a little race with me? 1 lap around the coral with that horse. Let's make a little wager, say 50 rupees. If you do this with the brown one, you're not going to win. Because it's just too damn slow, unless Ingo's using it, because he just whips the hell out of it. But we don't want to harm Epona, because otherwise Malon will give us the pitchfork, I guess. So, use 50 rupees, and you want to win. If you lose, you're going to lose your 50 rupees. But you can't agree unless you have 50. Start off by pressing A, and you want to stay on the inside at all times, unless he gets in your way, of course. Like a douche. I wouldn't recommend pressing Z or L targeting during this race, because that can mess you up. You want to get slightly ahead of him, and then you want to keep using carrots sparingly to stay ahead of him. like this. If you just wait for a couple of seconds, you'll get a carrot back, and that's the only carrot you want to stay with at this point. Unless you're coming up to the final bend, then you can go stupid and just use every carrot to win. Once you cross the line, you win! But Ingo's not such a good sport. Shoot! The great Ganondorf found out about this humiliation. Hey you, how about another race? If you win, you can keep the horse. So you gotta race one more time. And if you fail, he's gonna take you 50 rupees. But if you win this one, you get the horse. He's a little harder this time. Oh my god, he actually slowed me down by pinning me against the wall, the douche. That's never happened before. As you can see, he's catching up with me quite a lot this time. It's not that obvious, but it is noticeable. Oh, I can't use any more carrots. Okay, that'll do. Go stupid! And there we go, first try. Doesn't really surprise me because I'm normally this good anyway. What's up with that horse? Is that Epona? How did you tame that wild horse right under my nose? I was going to present that horse to the great Ganondorf, but I betted on the race and lost. Shoot! But then he gets a plan. As I promised, I'll give you the horse to you. However, I will never let you leave this ranch. And the bastard locks the gates. We can't even get off Epona now. So how do we escape? Well, there's a fence on that part of the wall. And there's a fence on that part of the wall right behind there. You know what? Rambo style, let's go. Mash the A button towards any of these fences. You don't even need to be on an angle or anything. You just want to jump it. And you've got Epona. In the next episode, guys, we will go back to Lon Lon Ranch and see if anything has been fixed after we stole their horse right under their noses. See you guys then.